Hey guys, welcome back again here at Bottom Dollar Builds. Today I'm going to break up the monotony a little bit started off. You guys get to see how I make these light buckets look just like this. So that'll break it up a little bit. We'll get into a little bit more block sanding later, and maybe the sanding will be done this episode, so I'm going to get at it. Well, here's the problem. The door sanded up really nice, but this hood has a bunch of bird poopy on it. So the bad thing is, that stuff does not come off. I had to store it for a little bit while we worked on that 97, so give this thing a quick wash, get this crap off here, and start sanding and get this hood done. Alrighty, I got all this stuff sanded up, and what I think I'm going to do now is kind of switch and start doing some of the underneaths. I'd like to start jamming it out. I got my paint ordered and it has not quite came in yet. So some of these areas I'll need a little bit more primer on. I've sanded through in a few areas. I had a bad spot there. Fender same way. There's a couple areas I burned through. No big deal. Everything's going good, but might paint the headlight buckets. I got them cleaned up, backs of the fenders and stuff, and I don't know how much I'll be able to do. I got 1 can of undercoat over there on the bench, got a couple cans of primer, so we'll just see what we can do. We'll pit all around, try to keep moving, because really don't feel like going to town and missing out on another evening working on this stuff, so throw you guys in time lapse and see what I get done. Alright guys, so here we're actually in my original shed. Before I had a big nice pole barn, this is what I worked in, and a lot of people say, oh, I would do this or that, but I don't have an area to work on it. You would not believe the amount of work I did in this thing. It's actually it's a 12 by 18, so it's not a very good size shed by no means. And I've done top ends in here. I had a 95 S10. I put a 350 in it, and it wasn't quite enough power. I didn't put the 350 in it here, but I did it at my dad's shop. But I brought it here to make it a little bit faster. And I pulled the top end apart, put a cam in it, put a new set of heads, intake and everything. Did all that right in this little shop. Craziest thing I ever did is I had a Massey 85 tractor, and I decided I needed to split it. I don't remember what I was doing, putting ring and pinion in it or clutch or something. So I decided to split the tractor in here, and I brought it in, and I was trying to take off the 3-point arm assembly, super heavy. No way I could lift it by myself. So I took a rope, went around it, went up to this 2x6 here, did a couple wraps. I had it on my foot, so I was trying to push down with my foot and lift up on it. Well, I did get it up off the tractor, so I thought I was doing good. The problem was, whenever I tried to swing it over to the side of the tractor and let it down, the higher my foot got, the lower it went. I ended up losing it. I ended up flipping up. My foot ended up here. That part ended up down on the ground. Luckily, I didn't get hurt, and the part didn't get tore up. Everything went okay. But I kind of miss this little shed. Did a lot of work. Had my toolbox over here. A lot of dirt bikes. Split the cases on some of them. This workbench here, I put a crank and a 2005 CRF 250. Back then, I didn't even have concrete. Didn't have none of this. I just had a wood chip floor in here. So it's amazing. You like doing something, passionate about it and you keep going, you just keep building and getting better. I never thought I'd have a 30 by 30 pole barn with 14-foot tall ceilings and stuff to work out of, and eventually one day this thing will be tore down and I'll add on to my pole barn. I've already added on to one side. I'd like to add on to the other, put another lean-to on it, but just pretty neat what you can do. Especially you look at the outside of it, it's just plywood. This thing don't even have siding on it. I cut that one a little bit too short. Oh, darn it. But today, just doing a bunch of little things. So while I'm waiting for my paint, I get these things painted up. I can get my new LED lights in them and get them bolted up on the truck, get my front wiring harness on, and just all kinds of little stuff I've been needing to do and I put off because I want to do the body work and everything. And this will just get me one step closer. But it's amazing how the progress slowed way down on this truck when I started doing body work. I'm not super confident in it, but I can already tell I'm getting better. And whenever I do the next project, it's going to go a little bit quicker. And I keep relating it to doing mudding and taping in a house with drywall. I wasn't very confident. I wasn't good at it when I started. It took me a month to do a room, and now I can do a room in 3 days. So just shows what confidence does, and whenever you know each step to do and get a little bit better at it. So how about I throw you guys back in time lapse? We'll get these things painted up and see what else we can get to. Headlight buckets was a success. Now I'm going to get that hood off them sawhorses, get one of them fenders on there, get it flipped over, clean the underneath of it, get it undercoated and stuff and ready, and then jump to another fender and do the same thing. Instead of trying to get them all prepped at once, I'm just going to prep one, undercoat it, move to the next one. Keep going through all these parts, and because, well, if I prep them all, I don't have enough undercoat, so we'll do one at a time, and I'm talking way too much, so let's get back to work. Man, oh man, that undercoat laid down good. Turned out super nice. Could not be happier with it. Showed you guys most of the process. Did not show you the undercoating. Had to run down to town to get some more, and I never did set the camera back up. So this is done. Got that lower trim piece done. So now, I don't think there's any point in me showing you that fender. You guys already know what it looks like to do it. So I'm going to knock it out. Next time you see me, I'll be showing you them side by side. Well, guys, we're another one down. Getting ready to start undercoating, which I think I'm not going to undercoat. I think I'm going to paint the back of this. I think that'll look a little bit better. Definitely going to put the mat back on this because I was told the heat from the motor can start making that paint fade. So definitely gonna put a mat, just gonna paint gloss, think that'll look the best. But you guys are gonna have to wait till next episode to see it, so see you then.